Reggae Fest, all about good music, good vibes. Kuna mimi na hodha wako wa sherehe Mr. Bill Clinton Odhiambo aka Mr. President. Pale kwa lugha ishara tumeshabadilisha sasa. Sana kujitapesha this evening is Wanja Ng'ethe. And of course, in case you're just joining us right now, we're talking about how tonight is the eve of the International Day of Persons with Disability. So nimeshaambia pale, I've employed you to go out there, be a good ambassador, ambassador of goodwill, yeah, to try and create an inclusive environment. Just like I said, from government policies to ensure that ziko sawa, ziko timam, to harness the inclusivity in societies, business structures, work environments, everything all have to be inclusive to support the general idea of having an inclusive environment. And let me hit you real quick with a quick statistic. If you didn't know, more than 1.3 billion people experience significant disability today, of course, and this of course differentiates. It ranges from just like I said, physically impaired, visually impaired, all walks of disability. So this translates to 16% of the global population. If you think about that number, that is quite a huge number. So it's all about time. It's about time we create an inclusive environment. Let's shun the stigmas, creating all these myths and misconceptions, cutting across all walks of disability, be it physically impaired, be it visually impaired. History cast at you've been cast and everything. We have tumetoka hizo enzi watu wangu ama namna gani? So yes, there's normally this quote that my friends who are able differently normally share with me, and they say that disability is a club anyone can join at any time. So if you ukikata chini vizuri and think about that statement, yeah, the fact that disability is a club and anyone can join at any time, from either birth or day-to-day activities, maybe in the unfortunate accident. So if you sit down and think about it, you'll be more empathetic to the fact that we have to create this one love, this one big beautiful community. So we are empowering persons with disability out there, and when we come back Science Media, we have normally have our program High Festival, and that I am calling out everyone, yeah. Next time what will be happening, but we need you to come out all out in all walks of life to try and support persons with disability through any means, yeah. It's not necessarily through sports, but any way that you can. So yeah, that is that. But then again, also, this before we go back to discussing all this, umesikia Bob Marley hapa talking about how he wants to love their better half, really and truly. Because love is a unifying factor all through in the walks of life. So as you are all aware, yeah, 16 days of gender-based violence, creating awareness on that as well, because GBV, or gender-based violence, or better known as GBV, is something. It's a conversation. It's a tough conversation, mostly swept under the rug. Yeah, assuming all assumptions that have been created about about GBV, and especially it's sad that all through those many years, sometimes we end up, victimizing, or rather, stigmatizing the victims. All right, or for example, if it's an abusive relationship, you all about, you just asking the victim that, why are you still there? You're swallowing me by there. I don't sit well with that question. Where, for example, you meet a lady friend of yours, but then again you notice that of course she has been maybe abused one way or another, physically, especially. Then you are asking, yeah, why are you still there? Why are you still with the man? Or rather, because it's crazy, sometimes we do joke about mamandem being bullied maybe in their houses. So we might joke with that idea, but then again it's a really crucial idea, because one way or another, the men are also facing, they're being violated, and utamuuliza ni mande mtu wangu unapigwaje na mwanamke, unajua sometimes you swali favor kwa hivyo you should now direct the question to to the do of the action, yeah, why are you doing this on that, all right. So creating that awareness now it goes just beyond asking, for example, the victim, why are you still in that particular relationship or in that particular toxic, environment? It's the conversation should now change to why are you doing this and that? Why the performer of the act? Why are you putting your hands on your man, on your woman? So this whole conversation is a very sensitive topic. So it's a very sensitive conversation. But then again, tonight we're creating awareness generally, to try and educate, the importance, of making sure that you handle this GBV situation in a more preferable state, a more workable state. So something that you can work with, because the numbers, statistically, the numbers are over the roof. Because people pretend, in the daily, but there's no time for that, especially when it comes to gender-based violence. So I just wanted to give you some few tips on how to deal with gender-based violence. Of course, seek help from anywhere, everywhere, anytime, all the time. Hata kama uko mbali, you can sense the danger coming through. When you see your better half, for example, these are signs and symptoms of them misbehaving one way or another. So just a few tips on what you can, or something to look out for. First of all, what you should ensure you do is educate yourself on the root causes of violence. All right. So basically, this particular point acts as you being self-aware, all right, of what you're dealing with. If it's someone you're staying with or you're working with, and their temper are always high, the triggers, first of all, right? So the red flags. The red flags. Yeah, we've talked about this several times on this show. The fact that having that self-awareness, yes, helps you to notice all these small red flags, and you can apana. This is the ship I cannot board. Unashuka very fast kwa gari. That is not a cup of tea. So you can realize, you can see, the red flags from a distance, and you can be able to navigate this well. As much as if it involves seeking, talking to someone, for example, or seeking help, either authoritarian, maybe officials, the police, sharing more with your friends, and this will lead me to my next point, that is, be critical and question everything. All right, and this is very important as far as having a social life is concerned. And I remember me and KDK hapa kwa show some time back, yes, being an introvert is fine. All right, having having that time to yourself, kujichunga, taking care of yourself, it's very important. Self-care, it's very important. But then again, having friends, and not only friends, meaningful friends, yeah. Whereas if you are undergoing, come on, one way or another, under duress, yeah, you're a victim of gender-based violence, one way or another. You're in a situation where you can reach out to someone, a friend whom you can share with, yeah. And one way or another, they can come through for you. If maybe you're afraid of coming out to talk, maybe to just like I mentioned earlier, authorities, yeah, for you to seek help. Your friends can come out and help you. You seek that support for when they were, to try and help create that, bring your matter to light as far as the situation is concerned. So having meaningful friends is very important, by the way. Just like I said, questioning you, why are you still in that particular situation? It's not that you're changing the whole conversation. It's not about asking the victim why, but also the doer of the action. Why are you doing this and that? Why are you not being more empathetic? Why are you not being more loving to one, in one way or another? So lazima tuangalie history yote, and that is why I'm telling you, another point is stop victim blaming. Why are you still in that particular relationship? Why you change that conversation. Why are you beating your woman? Yeah, to jamaa chini tumkalishe, take necessary steps and authorities to try and bring the matter to light. So it's all about another point that I like talking about is body shaming, for example, talking about, where are you wearing this and that, maybe, and maybe this is particularly comes to whenever we have, for example, victims of maybe rape. When you look at that situation, it's a whole different kind of thing. Of course, the modern times are changing. The modern people are becoming more free to express themselves. The idea of self-expression. You can. I remember that time. There's a time where kulikuwa na massive debate on women, how they're supposed to dress. Criticizing the little dress or something like that. There's that freedom of expression on how someone wants to. It's not necessarily a green card, a leeway for you to maybe sexual harassment and all that. So all these questions about, oh, why wearing this, it should not be there. All right. So so let me know how you feel. Pale comment section. 0241-980-384 is our SMS and WhatsApp line. In line with such kind of questions and such kind of talks, what is your view? What is your perception on creating a more, creating awareness as far as gender-based violence is concerned? And we talk about no is a no. And this is a strong point to all the man them out there, especially because you guys, for example, had a good time out. Umeenda sherehe, mmekuja pale, ushatoka mtaani kusikiza reggae fest, umeenda kashati kako kidogo dunda, ukadhani umenunua ka kuku hivi, sawa, labda mpiga taska yake pole polite, ukadhani that is a green ticket, for your partner, for the company you're having tonight, at anakupatia ideas. It does not mean that. So no is a no. So we are always shunning and always against rape or sexual harassment or whatsoever. So when Mokambia, no is a no. There is no time. Akunanga ati maybe, they'll change their mind later. So if you know someone who is a victim of anajapata usaidizi bado, of course, make sure that you are a good friend, a good neighbor, right, to try and help your friend one way or another. And it's fun enough sometimes, to some extent, we will try and assume that the activities are not being done to men as well. I mean, the statistics are out there, the research is out there. It's already been done that also men undergo all these gender-based violence. They're also victims generally, and this cuts across so many things. We can talk about sexual harassment, just like I mentioned earlier. We can talk about verbal violence. We can talk about physical, psychological violence. Always, and I see this. I've talked to many of my peers, na pia tunaona pale kwa mtandao sana toxicity, right? There's sometimes our good friend, the ladies, can be you're the toxic one. You can play the victim card in relationships sometimes. Unafanya Monday mjona napiga shughuli hapa nje, pale kwa mtandao kwa mtaani tunasemanga unafanya Monday wanapiga PE, physical education. Sawa, being toxic is not necessarily something that we should be doing as far as either being in relationships or friendships at the end of the day. So psychological harassment, this is also psychological violence is also one of the many ways of GBV. Talking about also physical violence, putting your hands on a woman, putting your hands on your man, sawa, is not allowed. We've seen many videos pale kwa mtandao zikisakilete, baby boy kijana ametulia amenyenyekea juu left, right and center, that he's being hit left, right and center because of one thing or another. But then again, you see people coming out recording with their phones because surprisingly this time around it is a man being hit by a woman. At the moment, simu kwanza in the first place. You should be in the forefront of stopping that. Mediate, joining nini mbaya. In this situation, not only helping the man, you're also creating a reasonable sense of state for the woman or the lady, and vice versa as well. So when you see all this violence and harassment taking place, I beseech you, pale mtaani, be the first one to stop before hata ifikie any kind of authority, any form of authority, be it the police, all the relevant bodies in charge, or wanashughulikia story yote. So it's all about, first of all, being that ambassador. Inaanza na wewe mtu wangu. So that's why my first point, it was about educating yourself, creating that jua hizi vitu mtu wangu. Usione kitu inafanyika mali and you let it pass. All right, be there to stop all the violence in the first place. And that is why all this the 16 days of activism, creating awareness as far as gender-based violence is concerned, we are in it together to try and shun all these practices. Achana history yote, and history, I don't know where all the mandem history dominance in Anzanga, always being the one to unasalutiwa, creating that dominance in the house or something of the sort, and you end up hurting your better half. So you have to check this out. Vile Bob Marley anasema pale, take care of your better half, take care of your partner, love unconditionally. Ama namna gani? Wanasema love your neighbors, you love yourself. So I'm pretty sure you would want someone to put hands on you kimalamala tu hivi. Unajua? So you have to start by checking yourself first, having that sense of ensuring, understanding that GBV is not part of our daily living. There are some areas pale mashinani, pale mtaani, where we've made this common, kama nikuguza mtu wangu out nature very fast, go seek assistance wherever, from your neighbors, from your friends, from anywhere. So no time to keep quiet, kunyamaza history yote. So we're creating awareness tonight. But then again, let me want to get back to some music. Masana tupiga chenga sana. But then again, it's all about having just like I started off by saying, first of all, a wholesome community where tunapendana sisi wote. Sawa? And the back of that, anytime with this reggae music, we're a champion for all of this, because it's a unifying factor that we're telling you. First of all, you should create a community where no GBV, no gender-based, any form of violence, gender-based violence, and it's a raft of them. It goes from physical violence, from verbal violence, matusi ndogo ndogo pale. Usisikie jirani yako anatusiwa bana, mtu wangu umenyamaza, wewe vipi? Sawa, call to action. No one, you should usinyamazie story yote. Changamka, call out the mandem, especially we men, where lazima ukisikia mwenzako anafanya hivyo chorea, because at the end of the day, it's all about the psychological trauma unapitisha huyo mtu, the problem, the troubles. It's not easy, and this escalates to different. Last time out we were honoring mental health awareness, so it translates to all of this. It cascades. Iko hiyo effect, iko nayo. That at the end of the day, mental health awareness, kama mtu yuko proper, we don't want to see situations where our numbers of suicides are going up. We have to contain this. You have to make sure that life is beautiful. Life is a beautiful thing. And history yote ya create animosity, tupotezane, haifai. So yes, from me to you, hapa ndani ya Reggae Fest tonight. I know you are getting, hii month ya December is all about sherehe and all that. But then again, lazima pia tupeleke mtaratara. We educate pale mtaani, because we rarely watu kuna mashughuli hapa na pale, so we rarely stumble upon platforms, or rather talks and situations where you hear someone talking about all this, creating awareness, talking about how we should live together. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go through some of the comments, fast and easy. Coming through hapa hivi niko na Joseph from Kisumu City. Anasema so iko late, so imeweza. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Asante sana pale Joseph for coming through. Of course, hapa hivi niko na Naima kutoka Mombasani. Anasema kiaje, you've said something that is quite important. Creating awareness on GBV is important, especially mashinani. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that as well. Hapa hivi niko na Lucy coming through from Kasarani as well, representing. Anasema niaje, show iko ital. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for talking about an inclusive community. Yes, Lucy, it is the eve of International Day of Persons with Disability. So yes, you are representing, and we have to honor our brothers and sisters, create that awareness pale mtaani that we should live together. And then nikwambia, tumetoka pale Mombasa, we had persons with disability coming through to showcase their skills and talent. And let me tell you something, we have to at the end of the day, yeah, creating an inclusive community is ati by default ati itakuja automatic. It's a personal initiative, yeah. Lazima ianze from within us, yeah, recognizing that vitu zinaendanga left, we must start going right. You have to start doing things right. So yes, I'm creating awareness tonight, and I hope pale mtaani inakupata vyema, unaipata venye nafaa. So yes, we are winding up the show tonight, but then again, massive appreciation to everyone who came through, and anataka niwache kama kawaida with some quote arena, yeah, because vile naambianga lazima tupeleke na mtaratara some words of wisdom, something to get you going all through the week. Remember, this is the first Saturday of the month of December, the last month of the year. I asked you sometime last week whether your priorities came to light. Ama vile tulianzanga vile tunasemanga watu wanaanzanga the first month, alafu kidogo ni zishaenda out of the window, we wait for next year. Hapana mtu wangu. Life is all about ups and downs. If you hit a stumble block, if you fall, dust yourself off. So our quote of the week goes like this: reward yourself for your hard work. Sawa? Reward yourself for your hard work. It doesn't matter how little it is, yeah. It doesn't matter jalishi ni nini. Recognize, jitambue ile kidogo umefanya. Congratulate yourself for making a step. Tunasemanga being comfortable is never an option, yeah. So usitaka kutulia pale unatulia sana ati nishafika. Hapana, things change, vindu vichenjanga ama namna gani? So yes, reward yourself for your hard work. Of course, this is the last month of the year, so I'm pretty sure you'll be assessing, yeah, when you perform this year, as far as maybe hitting your targets is concerned, achieving your goals is concerned. It's step-by-step situation. So as we wind up, ladies and gentlemen, massive appreciation to everyone who made time tonight to come through and usher the weekend in style with us. As we mark the International Day of Persons with Disability, I implore you one more time to ensure that you create an inclusive environment. It doesn't matter what it is you're doing. Pale kama ni biashara, be empathetic to all your customers. It doesn't matter if they are physically impaired, if they are visually impaired. Assist and always assist. All the stigmas out there, we are shutting them out. There's no time for creating all these stereotypes and misconceptions. It is only time to create an inclusive world. And the good thing about this is when these misconceptions are not there anymore, then we start to create a positive environment, an impactful environment, not only for persons with disability, our brothers and sisters who are able differently, but then again for all of us, because we start appreciating as well the talents, the abilities, the skills that our brothers and sisters do have. But then again, as we wind up tonight, one more time, always remember to catch up with us through our socials. 0219800384 is our SMS and WhatsApp number. Are you an ambassador yourself of creating an inclusive environment? Have you been able to interact with persons with disabilities in your work, in the different walks of life? How have you managed to work around our brothers and sisters who are able differently? And also always remember that gender-based violence is never an option, be it physical, be it psychological. Hapo is a no-no. Ama namna gani? Alright, and as you leave you tonight, remember also a really beautiful quote, something to resonate with, that you can always remember to reward yourself for the hard work that you've done, no matter how little it is. Change starts from with you, no matter how small it is. Ile kumka asubuhi kutandika kitanda mtu wangu, that is a big win, yeah. Na ukiendelea unapata it harnesses it creates that sense of responsibility one way or another, and you'll thank me later for that. Ama namna gani? Alright, so then again, until we meet next time, always remember to keep it Science TV. You've been with me, Mr. Bill Clinton Odhiambo, na hodha kwa sherehe Mr. President. Pale kwa lugha ishara tumekuwa naye Wanja Ng'ethe, tulianza na Grace and Jerry as well. But then again, always remember to keep it Science TV. Ama namna gani? Awo.